Alright, exciting times picking my jalapenos. Finally. They've started to go red, some of them. You can see there's a good number of them on, and they're pretty chunky, some of them, which is good. So I'm going to start picking them, and you can see some that have starting to go red, and then right underneath there are a few more that have gone completely red in there somewhere. But I think it's time to harvest all of them and turn them into some pickled jalapenos. Except for this one. It's a little bit small. Might even leave that one on. Alrighty, then I'll grab the ones off the other plants. Oh, a couple have fallen. This is a very funny shaped, curly beanie looking one. And then, that's a good one, the monster. And then I'll leave the two smaller ones there, and I think that's it. And a sage leaf. That's a good few jalapenos. Should make a good jar of pickled jalapenos. All right. I only had 3 cloves of garlic left, so that would do, otherwise I would have used more. I should have also weighed the chilies. I'd guess around 300 grams maybe, but enough to make 2 jars of jalapenos once they're sliced up. Measure out 1 cup of white vinegar and put that into a saucepan on the stove and bring that to the boil along with 1 cup of water. Then measure out 3 teaspoons of your pickling salt. Just make sure to use any salt that doesn't have an anti-caking agent in it. That reduces the quality of the pickles and makes the liquid cloudy. I was using a fine Himalayan pink salt. At this point I realized that I'd also run out of food prep gloves, so I couldn't protect my hands from getting any chili on them, so I had to be extra careful.
No gloves. That's alright. Look, I'll try and do it this way so that I don't actually touch any of the...
This method actually seemed to work quite well. I just had to be extra careful not to touch any of the seeds or any of the inner part of the chili. So many times in the past where I haven't either worn gloves or just haven't been careful, I've gone to rub my eye, or worse, and let's just say that chili, where it doesn't belong, is very uncomfortable. Your pickling liquid should be boiling at a medium-high heat by now. Add to that the sliced jalapenos, and you don't want to cook them terribly long. It's only around 3 to 5 minutes, and you're looking for that change in color from that vibrant green and vibrant red to the more dull sort of colors that you would see in a jar of pickled jalapenos. I haven't shown it in this video, but while the jalapenos are cooking, bring a kettle to the boil and sterilize your glass jars that you're going to use to store your jalapenos in. I just use second-hand jam jars and those sorts of things. You just fill the jar completely with boiling water and let that sit for a couple of minutes, and then just before you're ready to transfer your hot jalapenos and pickling liquid into the jars, you tip out the boiling water, put your jalapenos in, seal the lid as tight as you can, and you wait for that little button on the top of the lid to pop down, and that seals the jar and they can keep in the cupboard for quite some time. But unfortunately they didn't last that long. I think I smashed through them all in about a month. Tip out the boiling water. Having some silicone gloves is very useful so that you don't burn your fingers, and then try to transfer the jalapenos in as quickly as possible and fill the jars up with the pickling liquid to just under the rim. Then screw on the lids really tightly, and that's it. The jars are still really hot, so don't hang on to them terribly long while you're trying to close the lids. And that's it. 2 pretty decent sized jars of pickled jalapenos. I would have loved for a larger harvest, but very happy with what I got. And what better way to try them out than on a nice bacon and egg roll for breakfast the next morning. You can hear the satisfying pop as the lid opens, which shows that the vacuum action of the cooling liquid inside sucking the lid down worked perfectly. And after placing my jalapenos so carefully, I put the first egg on, which went well, and the second one, not so well. But anyway, finished it with some barbecue sauce, and it was great.
Oh, no.
What happened?
My egg! It slid.
You gonna reach it?
Nah.
That's pretty funny.